How is it so difficult for couples to turn towards each other in times of disagreement and tell each other what they actually need and what they are fearful of? How is it that it's easier to play the blame game? The book of the week is Hold Me Tight by Dr. Sue Johnson. You'll learn how you can build and nurture deeper connection in your relationship. Have you ever been angry at your partner and start to say things like, why are you so this and that? Or why did you or didn't you do this and that? And if you really love me, you'll do this and that for me. How is it so difficult for couples to turn towards each other in times of disagreement and tell each other what they actually need and what they are fearful of? How is it that it's easier to play the blame game and get caught in this vicious cycle of the same dialogues again and again? Dr. Sue Johnson shares with us that it's wired in humans by evolution as a survival response. Our loved ones are like our shelter in life. Whenever they are emotionally unresponsive to us, we will feel that our survival is threatened. This sudden loss of emotional connection will trigger our instinct to fight, flight, or freeze, which can translate to actions like fighting, arguing back, or withdrawing, going into silence, and so on. Consider this example of a dialogue between a couple. How come you're always late? Doesn't it matter to you that we have a date and you always make me wait and then let me down? I got held up. But if you're gonna start nagging again, maybe you should just go home and forget the date. Jane then starts to list all the times Jack has been late, and Jack starts to retaliate and then gradually withdraw into silence. Jane starts to bring up even more things with the silence, and then the cycle goes on. Does this sound familiar? This is a common form of pattern that will come up when the loss of emotional connection is triggered. In this example, Jane is essentially asking for emotional reassurance from Jack that she is important in his life and he values her. But when she gets distressed and she feels abandoned, her vision gets narrowed and starts to blame Jack instead of telling him what she actually needs. Jack, on the other hand, is withdrawing in an attempt to protect himself because he cannot understand Jane's cry for connection. This goes on and on because they failed to realize they are not recognizing and responding to each other's call for emotional safety. Various studies have supported that a positive connection with others can help protect us from stress, as well as help us better cope with the life challenges and traumas. One particular experiment is on women patients who are going through an MRI brain scan. Now, they were told that if they see this little red light in the machine, they may experience a slight shock in their feet. This information fires up the stress centers in the patient's brains. However, when their partners held their hands, the stress level went down. What's even more interesting is when they received the shock, they reported less pain than those who received similar shocks with no partners. And this effect is even more pronounced for those who are in a more loving relationship with their partner, as they reported the least pain. This shows that contact with a loving partner has the effect of buffering against shock, stress, and pain. Now that you know the importance of the emotional connection, you need to know how to respond to it when there's a call for it. This will enable you to break the negative pattern of the cycle and create a loving connection with your partner. Dr. Sue Johnson termed this as emotional responsiveness, and it has three components to it. The first is accessibility. In another word, can I reach you? Your partner is looking to reach out to you the very first moment any loss of connection is being triggered. This means you have to stay open to your partner at all times. You don't just stay open to your partner when you feel like it or when it's convenient for you. You stay open even when you feel insecure or doubtful or even overwhelmed. And more often than not, you have to first manage your own feelings and then tune in to your partner's cue on when they need you or what they need from you. The second is responsiveness. In another word, can I rely on you to respond to me emotionally? This is the part where you learn to respond with clear signals that their emotions and needs have an impact on you, and you will respond to them with love and care. Not only do you let them know you accept their emotional needs, but you also have to make them a priority. You need to give them comfort and care when they need them, and reassure that you can take care of their emotional needs. The third is engagement. In another word, do I know if you will value me and stay close? This, in its simplest form, means your presence. Emotional responsiveness forms the basis of the emotionally focused couple therapy, or EFT, which is the overarching theme of this book. The goal of EFT is not just to teach you how to problem solve or methods and skills of communication. It is to create a secure bond between you and your partner. Because if the fundamental need for emotional connection or the loss of it is not addressed, then all other techniques or skills are just ineffective. For example, if you know all the techniques and skills of swimming, but your fear of water is not addressed, then you won't be able to get into the water and you won't be able to learn how to swim. Alright, I hope these three components of the emotional responsiveness can help you see a little better, a little clearer into how you can address the loss of connection with your partner. Because underneath all the cries of distress and fights and demands and tantrums are all cries to their partner to connect and re-establish that safe sense of secure connection that they once have. They are basically asking you if they can count on you, if you still value them, if they are important to you, and if you need them. So let me know in the comments below if you're open to knowing more about the EFT. If you want, I will do a video on that. Or if you can't wait, click the link in the description below to purchase the book. If you like this summary, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be notified of my weekly learning. And to get a free copy of the one-page summary, click the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, wish you well, and see you in the next video.